Hello, Star Citizens, and welcome to another Star Citizen Nightly. I hope you've watched our Drake Mule and our Drake Dragonfly reviews. Those should be published by the time this video comes out. It's been a 3-video day, but I actually might do a 4th because I think I owe you another video from yesterday where I actually go through the Carrick Whitley's guide. So I think I might do that in addition to this. We'll see how much time I have. But anyway, we're still doing our ship contest, so make sure you go and watch those videos and get the details for those. But for this one, we're just gonna jump straight into what the news is for today. We're almost at the end of the month though, so this is a really interesting time because this is supposed to be like the slower time for Star Citizen. Yet there's some things that are happening, and I think there's a really big thing that's gonna come out of this news tonight. So stay tuned to this one. So let's start. Here we see yet another bug. So this is them just really just talking about, they're saying technical upgrades cause these bugs, unfortunately, and they're going to fix them. But this is what the bug is. They says, I have a sizable list of users I have blocked. Despite them being blocked, I am sometimes interested in the posts they have written. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt more often than not, and it did result in some users being unblocked after they have shown an improved behavior. At the moment, I cannot unblock messages from users I have blocked. Clicking the show anyway link does nothing. So basically, there are some folks that they blocked because they were like, hey, this person, whatever, I don't like whatever they're posting, but they wanted to unblock them because they were like, okay, it seems like they've grown up or improved or matured or whatever you want to call it. And that was an issue and they couldn't unblock them. So they, it looks here that it looks like somebody from Turbulent responded and basically said that this is supposed to be fixed as of today at 11:53 a.m. I think that's Eastern time, my time. So if it should be fixed at another time for yours. But yeah, small thing, but it seems like they fixed it. This is the big one. This is the big one right here. So this is the one where, this is why I look at these patches to see what's coming, even though they're Evocati and even though I'm not Evocati right now. This is why I look at these, and I'm gonna go through it real quick. So for AI, new light amplification optics added to specific NPC loadouts throughout the PU. That just basically means that they're gonna get kind of the night vision. They're gonna be able to see better at night if they have optics. And then gameplay, it says law system towing updates. They made towing hostility only hostile to the owner of the ship. So it's not just going to be everybody, it's just going to be the owner of the ship. And then they added a countdown to the warning for towing. This is the big one. This is the big one. And this is why we read these. Ships and vehicles, right? Slightly reduced acceleration and speeds on Anvil Hornet series ships. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's every Hornet ship. But I think you might want to go in and see. I don't even know if that includes the Mark IIs, but I didn't see anything in here. So that could just be the older ships, the older Anvil Hornet Mark I ships, or it could be all the Hornet ships, including the Mark II, or it could just be the newer ships. I don't know. They need to be a little bit more specific there. But either way, some ships just got their speed and acceleration nerfed, right? And that means this is coming in 3.24. So obviously, if you're playing in Evocati PTU, this is happening to you currently. But if you are not playing in that, you know that it's coming. Now, I don't know if that's going to stay that way because I want to remind everybody that this is the test universe, right? So it may not stay that way. It could just be this way for testing, and then they'll put it back. But either way, it's big, and you're going to hear a lot of people complaining about this nerf, regardless of what they own. So that's kind of the biggest thing that I've seen in this news cycle. But there's more news. So this person kind of just asked about combat audio, and then Yogi basically said, I can't speak for audio these days. The situational awareness during combat, though, is definitely something that needs work, but that is not purely an audio problem, but more of a mix of audio visual cues and the gameplay system supporting that properly. We do have a system that detects if you're hit, a trigger audio cues and cam shake, and we're scaling the impact of those cues based on the relative size of the ship, because we don't want to hear or see dramatic impacts from a little fighter gun when you're sitting in an 890. But a weird piece of data can already cause issues like you described. But anyways, the takeaway should be that we know and that we'll approach it in the future. So basically, the combat audio is going to scale based on what is shooting at you, how you were hit, where you were hit, and the size of the ship that is receiving the shot. So there you have it. So this one is actually, are there plans to have fights while in quantum flight mode with only ballistics and torpedoes working? So no shields or other energy-based weapons like lasers. That way you could combine your World War II in space battles while in SCM mode with fights like in the Expanse. So actual combat will only happen in SCM. At some point we will time to work a bit more on trappings mechanics, etc. But it is not planned to go back the high-speed combat we had in the past. So basically, they're saying you're only ever going to be able to do this in SCM, but there might be some trapping going on. So we'll see what that ends up being. But that's the end all be all. Yogi said it, so that's it. So this is, can we get an update on master modes in atmospheric flight? And Yogi says, what you call master modes in atmospheric flight is actually just the control surface tech we showed during CitizenCon. If you watch our demonstration on flight, you'll get a rough idea what we're aiming for. The plans haven't changed. However, I don't have any news on it yet. There has been some work going on, but it is definitely not ready for the PU yet. And then this says, can you explain why so many ships have their yaw adjusted in version 3.24? It feels quite forgiving in the atmosphere in yaw. Now, that seems like it's moving away from control surfaces. This says, Yogi, again, we're not moving away from the control surfaces. The 3.24 Atmo tuning is using the legacy system though. If you find it too forgiving, then maybe put that into the feedback section. So if you think it's too forgiving, then, you know, put that in the feedback section and they'll try to fix more of that. And moving on again, this is a little bit of news today. I like this day because, you know, we got some decent news going on in here today. So what's the next one? This one is, so this is talking about the Foundation Festival Vehicle Weapons Guide is almost entirely misinformation. And so this is saying ballistic, energy, distortion, missiles, torpedoes, EMP, quantum, it's giving you a whole bunch of things that is saying that we're wrong here. And then this one says, hey everyone, we have brought improvements to the Vehicle Weapons Guide. Thanks for raising this thread. It looks like Ninetales agent had hacked the system, but we fixed the issues. So basically, I don't know if they fixed this, but I would like to go in and see if they fixed it. Let's do that live and see if they actually fixed it. So let's see. This one says they are not generally slower than energy weapons. Projectile speeds are spread broadly across all weapon types right now. They do not reach further targets, and no other weapons currently have reduced damage over range. Generally slower than energy weapons. So let's see if that's fixed. Ballistic weapons fire solid projectiles and have a limited amount of ammunition. Once depleted, they require restocking at either a landing zone or repair and rearm station. Ballistic weapons will mostly bypass shields, allowing them to directly damage the hull. So they did fix it. So it looks like these are actually going to be legit. I haven't done a full weapon type thing, but this will probably help, especially with these pictures. So when I do a video on weapons, you'll probably see a lot of this particular post. I'm glad that they went in and fixed it though, because that could be confusing to newer players. So this is, again, another reason why you need to go on the forum and talk about whatever it is that's bothering you. Every once in a while they fix this stuff, you know. They can't fix everything yet, but they do go in and fix this stuff. So that's pretty cool. All right, moving on to the next thing. So it looks like the first list of volunteers has went out. We have sent the first wave of invites to behind the scenes participants. They called them volunteers back in the day, but now it's behind the scenes participants. So if you have been invited, make sure you say something in the comments. I want to know what are you looking forward to as far as volunteering? Like, what do you think is going to be like your best experience as far as volunteering? Do you think it's going to be like being around CIG crew when they're setting up stuff? You think you might have like some insider stuff? Or do you think it's just like, hey, I just want to help the game. I'm not really looking for some unique experience or anything like that. Like what is your purpose for volunteering, I guess is what I want to hear. Next. So this is the thing that we talked about, the bugs, but I think there was one more in here. Yes. So is the edit feature on Spectrum Pros broken? I'm typically bad with typos, so on and so forth. But this says, hey everyone, the development team has deployed a fix for this issue, so you should be able to edit posts again. Please note that you might need to clear your browser's cache and cookies to see the changes. So if you are not able to currently edit Spectrum posts, make sure you reset your cache and cookies and all that stuff. That is all of the news. That was a pretty decent day's worth of news. I'm not sure if I skipped one yesterday or something, but that seemed like it was a pretty decent day of news. So I'm actually pretty happy that they actually went in this Friday, because Fridays sometimes are a bit slow for news. So look out for this Saturday and Sunday. I'm still pushing through a lot of ship reviews. I finished 2 today. There should be at least 1 coming tomorrow, and then I'm gonna try to push a few more through on Sunday. So just let me know what you think of those. Go check those out. The mule and the vulture, or no, the mule, yeah, the mule, the vulture, and the dragonfly. Those are the most recent reviews I've done. So go and check those out and let me know what you think. All right, that's it for this one. Thanks for spending your time with us. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.